everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a beautiful day today and I'm going to show you all how I was able to achieve this look on myself. If you're watching me for the first time, you are at the right place. My name is Lizzie. You're welcome. So the first thing I did was to carve my brow. I had already carved the first one and then I went ahead to carve the second one. Next up, I went in with an eyelash glue. It's an eyelash adhesive, so I went in with a little amount of it, and then I went in with a sweat block. This is going to reduce the excessive sweat on my face, and it's just going to make the whole makeup stay intact. And then I went in with my vitamin C serum and I applied that on my T-zone area, which is my forehead, underneath my eyes and my jaw. This is going to brighten and even out my skin tone, and it's also going to reduce wrinkles. So I used my hand to apply that generously all over my face, and then I went in with a skin toner. This helps to reduce traces of oil or dirt and makeup that you might have missed when you were cleaning your face. And then I went in with a moisturizer because I needed my skin to be clean and smooth. So the moisturizer helps to reduce dryness on the face. So I also went in with my Absolute lip gloss just to moisturize my lips and prevent it from breaking. So I went in with my Zekel foundation, and as you can see, the foundation sits perfectly on my skin. Like, it doesn't look different from my neck. So once I applied that on my face, I went in with this aloe vera setting spray, and it's just going to enable the makeup sit nicely on my face and it prevents breakage on the face. So I went in with a damp beauty blender, and then I just tapped the foundation all over my face until it looked exactly like my skin and until it was giving glass-like. Yes, so you can see how that sits perfectly on my skin. So I went in with a lighter shade of concealer. This is just going to enable me to highlight my T-zone area and also enable the makeup to pop. So these are the areas that I applied the concealer, and then once I was done, I went ahead to blend everything properly. I mean, this is actually not really compulsory, especially if you're going for a very light makeup, but I actually wanted this because I needed my face to pop and to be like properly highlighted. And of course, if you're doing a professional makeup on yourself, you have to go and follow by the rules, and that was what I was doing today. So while I was applying this concealer, I had to chisel my face by lifting it up with the products that I was applying on my face, because I needed like a happy and elevated look. So once I was done, I went in with an orange blush, and then I mixed it a little bit with a red shade of blush, just so that it can give me a real, like, a natural look and also that intense look as well. So I went ahead with my beauty blender again to blend everything properly, because I wanted that natural blushy effect. So I didn't really do too much. I just blended that properly and then blended it towards my forehead area, and it looked nice. So once I was done, I went ahead with the concealer again because I had to double coat it just to prevent any form of breakage underneath my eyes, and I wanted my eyes to pop more, so I had to go in with the concealer again. This is just going to enable that first layer of concealer that I applied not to break easily, and it's just going to secure the whole makeup. So for powder, I went in with my cheek powder palette, and in the areas where I needed my face to look exactly like my neck, which is my contour area, I had to go in with my shade of powder. And in the areas where I highlighted, I had to go in with a lighter shade of powder that looked exactly like the concealer that I already applied. So I just tapped that product into my skin like this, And make sure that you do not drag. You want to tap so that it gives you like a very glass-like and glowy effect. You want to prevent any form of breakage, so just tap the products to your skin like this. And as a beginner, once you take your time to do this, you definitely get it. So for blush, I went in with this Ageless Beacham blush in their orange shade, and in the areas where I had already applied a liquid blush, I went in with this powdered blush, and I actually did love what I got. So I applied this on my cheekbone and also on my nose. This is just going to give you that blushy, natural, nice effect, and it's just going to add color to your face. So for setting powder, I went in with this Adventure setting powder, and I had to use my beauty blender in doing this just so that I can chisel my nose properly and so that it gives me like a pointed effect. So I went ahead to apply the powder. You need to go in with a shade of powder that is about 3 tones lighter than that of your skin tone, just so that that area can pop. So I allowed the setting powder to sit on my face for a while just so that it can absorb all the moisture. And then once that was done, I went ahead to contour my nose because I really wanted a pointed effect. But after applying the setting powder, I also went ahead to do other things before I dusted it off. So I allowed the setting powder to sit for about 15 minutes before I dusted it off. So I applied the setting powder on my brow again because I needed the brow to be matte, as dry and matte as possible. So once I was done, I went ahead with my eyeliner. This is actually an eyeliner and it's from Carite Cosmetics. I went in with their brown shade and I lined underneath my brow and the top of my brow, and in the area where I really do not, my hairs are a bit sparse, I went ahead to draw hair-like strokes just to give it a very soft and natural effect. I drew hair-like strokes and I basically repeated the same thing on the other brow. And for concealing, I went in with the same classic concealer that I had used all over my face when I was highlighting my face, and then I just took my time in concealing underneath my brow. That's the outer corner of my brow. And then for the inner corner of my brow, I went in with my shade of foundation that I had applied all over my face. So this is just going to enable easy and seamless blending. And then I just dragged that towards my lid, which is my transition and my crease area, and then just blended everything properly. And I basically just repeated the same thing on the other brow, because it's one thing to draw one brow and another thing to draw the other brow to look like it. So I went in with my benign eye primer and I just applied that on my crease area like this and blended it with an eyeshadow blending brush. You want to make sure that you tap the products, do not drag, so that it doesn't cause any form of creasing at all. So I went in with a pink shade of eyeshadow. So I'm just going to drop the products that I used on the description box so that you guys can see. But then at the end of the day, as long as you're seeing what I'm doing, I mean, you should be able to like get the colors and shades that I use, because you could actually use any kind of eyeshadow palette to achieve this, as long as it has the shades. So for the outer corner of my eyes, I went in with a dark shade of brown and purple just to contour the eyes properly and make it look a bit big, because I actually do have very small lids. So I had to make it look really big. And then for the inner corner of the eye, I went in with a light shade of pink. So that was it, guys, and I basically just repeated the same thing on the other eye, making sure that they actually look alike. So whatever you do on one side, you have to make sure that you repeat the same process on the other side. So I applied a lighter shade of eyeshadow again, which is the light pink, and I loved what I had. So I went in with this Sorosoke Nuban mascara just to make sure that my natural lashes look good, because some of the eyeshadow had already fallen on the natural lashes, so I had to clean all of that up. And then I went in with my eyeliner from Carite Cosmetics, which is the black shade, and I just lined the eyes because this actually enables the eyes to look brighter and bigger. So I used a flat brush in doing this. I applied this on my waterline area and it actually made my eyes look brighter. So I went in with the mascara again underneath my eyes just to make my lower lashes look obvious. So this was what I got and I loved every bit of it. So for my lip, I went in with my Carite eyeliner again, which is the brown shade, and then I lined the upper part and the lower part of my lip, then went in with a nude shade of lippy and then just blended all of that properly. So you want to make sure that before you even go ahead to do your lips or anything, your lips are properly moisturized, because if it's too dry, it's going to be difficult to prevent all the breakage and all of that on the lips. So you have to make sure that it's moisturized. And then I went in with my gloss from Absolute Lip Gloss and then just blended everything properly. So at this point, after the setting powder had already sat on the face for a while, I went ahead to dust everything off using my own shade of powder, just so that it looks good and it doesn't look too much on my face. And then I went in with my blush again, because at this point it had already cleaned off a little bit. So for highlighter, I went in with a gold shade of pigment, and then I just basically applied this on my cheekbone, underneath my brow, on my nose, my forehead, my jaw, just so that my face can pop. So if you've watched this video to this extent, I really want to appreciate you for always watching my videos, especially returning subscribers. And if you're a new subscriber and you've watched this video to this point, or you just watched the video, I really do appreciate you for watching, and I do not take it for granted. So I went in with my aloe vera setting spray again to keep the makeup intact, and my Seal It fixing spray. This is going to enable the makeup to last long, like for the whole day. And then I went in with my lashes, because the makeup always comes out better with lashes, especially if you're going for a really bold look. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do hope that you learned one or two things from it. I mean, if you've watched this video to this point, you are the real MVP, and I really do appreciate you. So if you have suggestions on other looks that you would love to see on me, please do comment in the comment section or hit me up at Lizzie's Touch on Instagram. I really love you so much. And that's it for today, guys. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.